Why is it that when I watched this film, all I wanted to do is have a massive drink of water? Something tastes very ashy. Ugh, oh my God. Let's talk about Saccharine. G'day, it's Adam here again with another quick instant movie review for you. So last night I caught Saccharine. This is a 2026 Australian supernatural horror film written and directed by Natalie Erica James. She did Relic from a few years ago. The logline for this is what 100% got me in, and here it goes. Hannah, a lovelorn medical student, becomes traumatized by a hungry ghost after taking part in an obscure weight loss craze, eating human ashes. That'll do, pig, that'll do. So when I started to watch this film last night, I was eating dinner at the time, and this was a screener that was given to me. And I was there on my own, just having a bit of a bite to eat. And the opening scene for this is someone eating in reverse. And I have to take my hats off to the post-production sound crew and the Foley people on this, because the sounds that were coming out of my phone made me want to vomit quite significantly. This sound design is, if you can imagine that scene out of The Substance with Dennis Quaid when he's eating the shrimp, it was about 5 times as bad as that, and it really made me want to hurl. There are some pretty full-on eating sequences in this, and the start of the film does certainly cite the fact that if you are suffering from challenges with food and bulimia and anorexia and all that sort of stuff, you might find this film quite challenging. And certainly you will, because food is a massive, massive part of this. And our lead character of Hannah is going through some pretty serious mental torment with food in this film. And it gets even worse when she starts taking this drug. And boy, oh boy, does the poo really hit the fan, or the stir fry in this case. This film is massively, massively disturbing on so many fronts. I found The Substance disturbing, but I think this goes to another level. It's very much got It Follows feel about it. Thinner is another film that I very much cite in this, the Stephen King adaptation. I thought this was actually pretty amazing. Maduri Francis, she is giving an absolutely fearless performance as Hannah in this. Every scene that she was in, she had to navigate, obviously being looking bigger at the start of the film, and then her dramatic weight loss as things go along. It's pretty full on, and huge kudos to Maduri Francis, because she really is fantastic. And the material that she's got to work with, thanks to Natalie Erica James, is good. I think she's, again, trying to tread some ground, a little bit like she did with Relic, which I think was quite a personal story. I'm not 100% sure how personal this story is to Natalie, but you can certainly see there is a struggle there. The main villain of this piece being food. This is really the horrific part of this film, even though there is a big supernatural part of it. And, the push and pull struggle, it's almost like having a toxic relationship with food, which is, what is being put on display here. And it just so happens that we do turn into a horror, psychological, supernatural horror film with this hungry ghost as part of it. So I found this extremely disturbing, extremely gory, but gory from the point of view of food. That's the thing that was horrific in this, is just the shots of food, the way that it's been edited, the sound design on this, and the things that poor Hannah has to do to try and keep particular things at bay. And the end of this film is something else. I kind of saw it coming a little bit. I didn't want to see it coming, but I kind of did. boy, oh boy. My tummy just rumbled, which if you've seen this film, you know is not a good thing. It's not a good thing at all. And I've just had food, which makes it even more disturbing. Anyway, look, I would 100% see this film. It was a massive hit at, I think it was at Toronto it featured, and it got, some really great kudos there. Obviously, after Natalie's last film, which got caught up in the COVID shuffle, really, and I think her film was one of the only ones to be able to screen at Toronto back in the day in 2020. And Relic did find its home on, I think it was Stan here in Australia. And if you haven't seen that, it's a really interesting film. So it's extremely well shot by Charlie Saraf, who shot the Smile films. And Sean Layeff, I think it is the editor on this. And he's worked in the horror genre a fair bit. Wolf Creek 2, I think, is one of the ones. But he's done some good horror stuff. So, yeah, good team of people behind this. But, yeah, I just thought this was great, actually. And I don't know if I'm just because I'm really in the mood at the moment for horror, because there's so much fresh horror coming out. But in some respects, I found this a lot more challenging and a lot more interesting than I did The Substance, just from the point of view of, I guess, the messages behind it and the struggles that happen with it. And I know that The Substance was really about the struggles of aging and how much to the extreme you can go with that. And I suppose this is very much along the lines of struggling with food. And yeah, this is a challenge if you do struggle with food, but just do me a favor and do not watch this while you're eating dinner or even considering eating food, because there is some really full-on food moments in this. Yes, there is a few storytelling beats that are a little bit, I think this film could have been shorter. I think it probably could have had about half an hour cut out of it, and it would have just been as satisfying, because the film kind of wants to sway in a few different ways, and then tries to get some law involved and a little bit of rules around what's going on here. And I don't know if it 100% achieves it, and I don't think it needed to, especially the way that things kind of play out. So a lot is certainly left on the table that there could even be a sequel. But anyway, Saccharine, I would give a 7.5 out of 10 for this. I really enjoyed this film. I thought it was great. So if you do get a chance, it is playing in select cinemas from the 8th of July in Australia. It already has been released overseas in the US. Anyway, that's my review of Saccharine. What is a film that made you want to vomit when you were sitting in the cinema? Maybe it was The Substance. I know Infinity Pool got me pretty close back in the day. Raw is another film that made me almost want to vomit. And look, I think Monty Python's The Meaning of Life, I think it is a vomit fest as well for me. So there is a few vomit films there. What is your favourite film what is the film that made you almost throw up in the cinema? Comment below, let me know. Love to find out, and I look forward to seeing you all next time here in my car. I am 100% going to have another drink because ash, not good. Bye-bye.